This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and I hit Mythic, and I'll show you the deck in a second. But first, if you are a fan of the content and what I do, one of my sponsors is Esports Gold, a website that keeps you up on the latest from the world of esports. So if you enjoy the content, you can thank Esports Gold for supporting it by clicking the link below in the description and checking out esportsgold.com. And thank you very much to all the cool kids who take a minute from their day and click the link in the description to check them out. That said, Mythic deck! No Teferi? No problem. We can replace that card because the Jeskai shell is still super powerful. This particular Jeskai Planeswalker control deck is built around Narset of the Ancient Way, a mythic Planeswalker from Ikoria who's been not getting the credit I think she deserves. And you can plus her to gain 2 life and make mana, or you can, the mana is only for a non-creature spell. The -2 is the part that requires the most deck building adjustments, so to speak. And then the -6 is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get an emblem that does 2 damage to any target. But this -2, draw a card, you may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, Narset of the Ancient Way deals damage equal to the card's converted mana cost to a creature or planeswalker. In order to make sure that Narset can come down and -2 to kill all kinds of things, you want things that get value out of the graveyard, you want expensive cards that are possibly playable for less because they have another mode like cycling or adventure, and you want you just want a lot of things at a casting cost that is high enough to hit the thing you know you need to kill. Now, in this format, there is a lot of mono green, and they make big creatures quickly. Gem Razors on Pelt Collectors are 6/6s on turn frickin' like 4. 3, 4. I mean, it's nuts, okay? And Nissa, who shakes the world, is another key target for Narset of the Ancient Way. That she comes down, makes a elemental, and is at 6 loyalty. So we have expensive cards. Ugin the Spirit Dragon. If this is in your graveyard and your Elspeth Conquers Death goes off, you get the Ugin back. Yay. For 2 Chandra, the Awakened Inferno. Chandra and Shark Typhoon, these are interesting cards that I'm happy to discard to Narset to kill things that I need to kill and get back later with Elspeth Conquers Death, but the can't be countered part is huge. A lot of people are trying counter spells again. I'm seeing Simic Ramp with a lot of counter spells in it. I'm seeing Simic Flash, the traditional Nightpack Ambusher counter spell machine, and we're seeing Dimir Flash, and I'm even seeing Mono Blue. Chandra laughs at these, and so does this card, Shark Typhoon, which I can also discard to Narset for a 6-point hit, but also is uncounterable in its cycling making of sharks to block those Dimir and Simic Flash creatures like Spectral Sailor. Oh, they do not like Shark Typhoon. And then we have an interesting one that you probably haven't seen or might have forgotten about, Warrant Warden. When you discard a card to Narset, if it's a split card, the amount of damage it deals is the combined casting cost. So this discards to Narset for 7 while doing a good Aether Gust impression on turn 2. Also like to call the left hand side the Epic Bro Fist, honor of PewDiePie. But yeah, that's kind of our we want to discard this to Narset. And if we discard Planeswalkers, Elspeth Conquers Death of course gets them back, or gets back Narset itself. To continue to add to the deck, we have even more Narset, the Parter of Veils. We have Deafening Clarion. We have no Teferi, but we're just going to have to roll without it. Play some uncounterable cards instead. We have 4 Bonecrusher Giant. I think this is going to be one of the best cards in Standard for a long time. And creatures that cost 2 mana or 3 mana that can be killed by Bonecrusher Giant are probably going to have a really hard time in the format, because the ability to get 2 plays out of this, especially in a high curve deck like mine, you just want to be able to turn 2 kill a thing, turn 3 make a blocker, because there's going to be a lot of draws that will be like 4-drop, 5-drop, 6-drop, land. If that 7th card is a Bonecrusher Giant, your hand's okay. If your 7th card is another 4 or 5-drop, you're probably not okay. Moving on down the line, the early game is occupied by Well, Warrant Warden, of course, actually belongs down here with the Giant to keep you alive. But then we have Fae of Wishes and Birth of Meletis. My Fae boards. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, you know, you're probably like, what's in the Wish board? What do you get with the Fae of Wishes granted? People are really interested in that. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know I always get the same stuff. I can build a Wish board really fast by just throwing in the cards I always get. But we have Light of Hope, we have Grafdigger's Cage, we have Aether Gust, we have Disdainful Stroke, we have 4 vetoes. In matchups where we're just grinding it out with a control deck, we just want to fetch veto over and over and over until they give up. 2 time wipes, 1 Inspired Ultimatum, which actually might be a fetch of choice. I'm really looking forward to playing. This is one of my favorite cards that's very hard to cast. It's not in the main deck because I run 4 Interplanar Beacons in the mana base, and those are very prohibitive when it comes to casting Ultimatum. But very late in the game, if the mana is not an issue, fetching it up is just better. So while some of you might put Inspired Ultimatum in the main deck, I have learned in Best of 1 to just put it in the Wish board and add Fae of Wishes to the main deck, and that's way safer, and you just get run over a lot less often. The 1/4 Fae is no joke. Like, this card is amazing early in a game in the meta right now. Another Ugin, a Heliod's Intervention for all those lucky clovers that might be on the battlefield. And then we have 1 Finale of Revelation to reset the deck and draw a bunch of cards, and 1 Mass Manipulation. So that is the Wish board, that is the deck. We already hit the Mythic, now we're going to see how high we can climb. Let's dive in, let the nonsense begin. First hand on the play is hot. Smoke and Fire. Narset Tribal. Oh, is it mono red? Do they play mono red? Let's hope they play mono red. This hand is ready for mono red. It could use some bacon. Otherwise, we're fine. What? All right. So if we play a Narset here, it gets Bone Crushed and they didn't have anything else to do with their mana. So I'm actually going to hold on to Parter of the Veils and just play another Birth of Meletis instead. And then establish our tap land so we don't have to shock it later. I'm sure most people would slam a Narset, but the opponent just hits it with a Bone Crusher, so we only get 1 card. This way we might get 2 cards, and our opponent ends up kind of wasting their Giant. So it's good. Now Giant on the field. Warrant Warden. I don't really want to put this on top, so this is a pretty good target for a Kung Fu kick. And now the opponent has to deal with this through the walls, which is probably hard.
Think, then act.
Yeah, Warrant Warden, 7-point kick. Get the heck out of here. The opponent probably has at least another Giant or something, because they kept a really slow hand. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kill this. But then this next Narset might get 2 cards out of it. Pyroling. If you're the version with a bunch of little creatures, you haven't played like it so far. And let me just say, that makes me really happy.
To open the mind, you must
2 life.
open the heart.
And a mana. Narset, search deck, find ECD, play known planes, sweep board. Didn't give the walls lifelink, rip. Strict misplay. Oh my goodness, what a massacre. That was mono red. You have not done honor to the mono red clan. They are laughing, like, your fellow red mages are laughing at you. They might sacrifice you to Perforos when you get home. Yeah. Shame, shame, shame. So far today I've been completely destroyed, aside from the first game. And I keep on drawing the 6 and the 8 drops in the opener. And it's getting kind of tilting. But all we gotta do is find the Narset who Kung Fu kicks, and the Elspeth conquers death, and do the combo thing, but so far all we do is draw 6 8 drops and die on turn 4, so it's a tough day. It's a hard life. What do you have? Thieves Guild Enforcer? Guess so. So if my opponent scryed to the top, I would not flash in Thieves Guild Enforcer. I would have played it last turn. But, okay. Because you know you're going to hit a card that they want. Yeah, make them draw it again, whatever. Try to give Narset some room. The can't be countered Chandra might be fun.
The focused and disciplined. I have just the trick for this.
The can't be countered Shark Typhoon is fun. They had to have it. Well, I guess the Typhoon is still really good against that.
This was
Poor Narset, just a victim these days. Here's a Cutthroat. Are you also going to play this to grow it? Yep. Let's see if they hold back on the... Well, let's see what they do. This will be interesting because they know about the Shark Typhoon, so they have to be thinking that it could block the Enforcer or the Paragon, so they might hold them back. No holdsy backsies. Let's just send this away. Where are the Bone Crusher Giants? They were supposed to be here by now. We've still got plenty of life total, and we've got uncounterable top end. So let's keep working on that. I think Chandra the Awakened Inferno might do a particular number on them. So there are 7 cards, so this is going to be a 3-2 when I do this. And I assume they have a removal spell. Otherwise they wouldn't just keep jamming like this, but we'll try. We'll try to trade a Shark for the Enforcer, but I guess they're gonna kill this, right? Okay, Disfigure. They have Wishes. Huh. Do we hold off and let them play the Cutthroat? I think that we do. Let's try to tutor with this. There you've got Gust, we've got Disdainful Stroke, we've got Time Wipe, we've got Dovin's Veto. What's the right card against them? Nothing's easy, that's for sure. Their colors are super awkward. Let's grab the Time Wipe. I think. Maybe we just grab Light of Hope and make sure we stay alive. Yeah, I don't need more sweepers, but I might need some life gain after this hit, because I'm about to take a bump. Like, they play the Cutthroat, they kill this, they can hit me for 9. I might need life just to play the Chandra, because this is a Shockland. Scry it up to the top. Does the Fae of Wishes brick wall the board? They have to kill it. Okay, they had a Heartless Act. Don't know. Don't know what the drama is. Down to 3. We're gonna do it the hard way. Go up to 4. We don't need to shock in the Light of Hope here. Let's sweep them.
Always wanted to make a really big fireball.
And your last card, which flesh creature are you? It's a good one. Sailor is a pain. You can draw some cards. Do they go after Chandra or they go after me? It's a good question. They know about the Light of Hope, so they know I have 4 life in the bank, and they're going after me anyway. 2 Ugins. Alright. XLU. Alright, they're tapped low. They could have a Sailor, which would get us down to 1. It is risky to play an Ugin here. I'm just gonna gain 4. Play the tap land. Start dropping Ugins next turn. Conservative. Coward, I know. I hear you. I hear you saying coward. Have an emblem.
No pressure.
Have an Ugin. The clock is real.
I come bearing the wisdom of the ancients.
Bang.
Ghost fire. My greatest.
Cunning Nightbonder. And Fairy Vandal. And Spectral Sailor. Sure. Yeah, they put together a squad again, didn't they? But if it doesn't get me dead, and this is 5 total damage, we went up to 8. That Light of Hope, what a call! Probably not what most of you would have grabbed. Then go face. Ignore the Chandra. Ignoring the Chandra. Can you imagine the guts it takes to ignore the Chandra? Oh, they still have something. Down to 3. Alright, so the Chandra minus to sweep these. Because the Ugin plus gains life. And then probably the nail in the coffin, Narset of the Ancient Way to gain some life as well.
That which appears mystic. Let me help you practice.
That built-in incidental life gain, a little life here, a little life there, it adds up. Have another emblem.
Hope it's not too hot for you.
Get that life. We might end up sneaking it into play after we ult this Ugin. So we want to use our other planeswalkers first. Alright. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. Why do we put the Elspeth? Because it won't have targets. They aren't running any cheap cards, it appears. Enter tapped is fine. Keep the new Chandra. Keep the new Ugin. Free Scry. Another Narset. It's a hit. Anything that's a hit also makes a shark.
Prowess.
This is also a hit, but we already have one on 6 that we'd love to ultimate. Shark. Shark!
Past, present, and future.
Keep it coming.
By threads of time. Meditate and prepare.
I have all the planes, so the birth doesn't do anything, but it does make a shark, so why not? Oh wait, I have 2 planes. I thought I had 3. My bad. Three is the number of the counting. The number of the counting shall be 3. I have another emblem. Have another 3 points.
Someone's getting a little sweaty.
Let's go get something. Make it fun.
Beyond
Make a 4/4 shark. The opponent just sticking with it. They're not going anywhere. I'll grab an Inspired Ultimatum, because that's the best way to win a game of Magic. They're being a good sport. They have the charity My Little Pony sleeves. They appear to be playing my deck list that I played on stream yesterday. I should BM them a little. Like, you have a turn like that, you should probably say either nice or your go or hello. But the opponent is being such a true fighter, I can't bring myself to do it. But they're on exactly 5 life, so no, they're not. They're on 6. Silly me. But I was going to say the Inspired Ultimatum is almost perfect here, but I guess not. Savoring their time in the YouTube video. Shout out to T-Rex, everybody. Thanks for being a fan. Can I smash you with my sharks now? Or are we done here? Give me the satisfied rope. Are my emotes on? No, yeah, they're on. Our opponent just must have them off. Gadwick. Alright. Without drawing cards. Sadwick. Another Wisp. Oh, Slither Wisp. It was so close. The opponent almost had us. You get no cards. Narset says no. Absolutely not. Yes, Rumble. You love to see it. You love. Oh, there's the good game. All right, later, dude. Thanks for being a fan. Top 100 Mythic. Frickin' Pog. All right. Narset. Let's go. Double Narset on the play. A lot better than on the draw. Let's get the Shocklands out of the way. Opponent says, here's the troll, of course. Always trolls. Let's see if we can dig up some Clarions and divert the opponent's attention. It's enough Typhoons for now. I need the other Narset. That's what we need. We don't have any Clarions. We don't have any Narsets. It's kind of rough. Pelt Collector. Land. Growth Cycle. Face. Wow. Oh, please let me hit a Clarion. Let me punish this green gamer. Rip. Okay. Okay, so we gotta do it the hard way. Warrant doesn't work here, but it can work on the Collector. The opponent might be planning to pump this to the frickin' moon, in which case a Shark block is better. So that's what we'll set up for. Oof. Top half of our deck without a Clarion against the low to the ground green deck. Very fortunate for them. They're not out of the woods yet, though. Fully grown. Put target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Put a trample counter on it. Okay. Now the question here, they know about Warrant. Do they have the land? They don't. Away with you. You gotta love our opponent. They speed ran to Mythic with this deck, but it's clear they only know one way to play this game. Fast. Alright. Let's, new Narset.
Mind and body should move in this. I have just the trick for this.
Clarion. Sucks that they get to see it, but oh well. We could pay 2 life and be able to warrant this Pelt Collector, but since I plan to blow it up anyway, I don't think that's necessary. We've got them in the bind. If they play something large, we ECD it. If they play something small, we troll it. Or we Clarion it. Okay. They might have a Giant Growth. They'll use it, right? Nope. Big brain. Okay. Let's see what we find.
Hone your prowess.
Big Chandra. I need to hit my land drop, though. So, because our opponent has a giant growth, what we are going to do is play Birth of Meletis and Fae of Wishes and hold up Warrant Warden and make the opponent giant growth their way through the Fae. And then once they've used the giant growth to get through the Fae of Wishes, then the Clarion can get them. We're also up to 6 mana now, so we can start making exceptionally large sharks. And we'll get an 0-4 next turn, which should be a pretty big headache. Here they come. Block here. Grow cycle, giant growth, fully grown. What nonsense would you like to do next? Grow cycle. Alright. Let's... well... yeah, we'll just warrant you back to the top. Draw that again, please. So that we get to keep our Fae. Because Fae is not going to die to this Clarion. Lifelink. Alright. Now I'll attack with this Fae of Wishes, since there's a point of life in the deal for me. I'll probably make a 2/2 shark just to get this out of the way. And then have a big daddy shark waiting in the wings. And that's the game. Oh no! Oh no! We're taking on rank 420. If we beat them, do we get rank 420? We'll see. Alright, I kept this hand because I'm putting confidence in the deck to deliver a white source. And the Bone Crusher Giant is a good early play that can keep them busy while we try to find it. Oh my. Oh my. The little black aggro decks. It's amazing to see all the decks people have up in Mythic right now. Black aggro is definitely one where it's like, with Vampire of the Dire Moon, you're like, wait, what? And the mono green deck with all the giant growths, like, this is kind of wild. Let's go ahead and stomp on the Gutter Bones. Save as much life as we can. It's possible I should just stomp the Vampire, because eventually that might trade with my giant. But I'm pretty sure I can find something small to trade with the Vampire. They can just pay 2 to get back the Gutter Bones, but it's a good tempo play. The real question is, will we draw the darn land? We scry to the bottom. We run a frickin' million. No. 3 Shark Typhoons, 0 land. That's what we do here. That's what we frickin' do here. Yes! Alright. It's not the white source, but it's something. It's something. And that's what we needed more than anything else. Something. Our opponent, by the way, choosing not to get back Gutter Bones and hold up land, that means they have a Heartless Act. They were planning to kill the giant. So what should we do? I think we should just make the shark and try to hit our land drop. I think that's what's most important right now. The opponent doesn't want to use a removal spell on this. They're stuck on 2 lands. So if we get a block out of this, great. If they kill it, fine. Disfigure was the worst case scenario for sure, though. We were really hoping they had like a Heartless Act. Oh my goodness, what the hell is wrong with this game? What's it take to draw a land out of your deck? There we go. Oh my goodness. Trying to keep it together while getting beaten down by the smallest of critters. Post blocks Liliana's Triumph. Weird. Alright, 3 mana. It's just double birth, I think? Or we can play the Bone Crusher. That's probably good. Though I'm sure the opponent has more and more and more removal. Make them have it? Make them have it. The scorpions are getting scurry. We better gain this life. Nah, no way. We finally played something they couldn't kill. Look at that. Look at that draw. Should have blocked with the Bone Crusher. Oh man. But how best to use it? Let's keep this coming. Let's hold off on this Clarion. Let's play a Narset and plus it. Keep the life gain coming. And keep building the walls. The Clarion's going to hit hard no matter what happens. So okay. Feeling strong. So we'll block with the Bone Crusher. If we block the Knight, then they're going to activate it, which is... Oh, should have blocked one of the Scorpions. That was silly. I meant to. I think I just clicked too fast. So, misplay. Should have one more life. We'll see how that matters. But yeah, there's our blocks. Here's... This is going to hurt a little. Lifelink walls. You only see it here, folks.
Breathe in. Exhale.
Alright, let's go fetch. What do we want? What will best destroy this opponent? The Ultimatum, I can play that next turn. Heck yes. One of my favorite cards to play. One of my favorite cards in Magic to cast. The Bacon is a big prohibitor of it, but Narset is an enabler. Opponent says go. So we could ultimate the Narset, but I'd rather inspire the Ultimatum. Hard to believe that this was a game where we missed some land drops, but here we are. No, I will target me. I always mess that up. You choose who gets the life first. Can you feel it in the air? Alright, enter of turn, cast a removal spell, flash in a Paragon. What you got? I've got all three of my ECDs, which seems a bit much. But ECDs get Planeswalkers back. Let's just drop off one of these Narsets. And, okay, now they scoop. Ah, so close. You know what. You know what I'm talking about. Here we go. Temple, Bone Crusher, into Narset, into Typhoon. Double Bacon? Why not? Why not? Pretty good land. Fervent Champion. This is Mono Knights. They play Mono Knights. Mono Knights. Deafening Clarion would be a card. Yep, that's a good target for the Giant. Thank you for playing it. I would have held out. I would have taken one from the Champion anyway. But thank you for playing a nice target for me. Making my decision process so easy. And this is Bone Crusher Giant at its absolute finest. I do sincerely believe Bone Crusher Giant will be one of the best cards in Standard. I think a lot of these aggro decks, a lot of creatures have to pass the Giant test. Oh, look at that. Yep, let's get rid of you. Attack? Never. My deck does not need to attack. Attacking is for the weak. Lurie? Just main deck Lurie? Okay. That's a play. It's good value and all, but I don't think it changes much about how the deck works. Doesn't look too appealing to me. Let's kill it.
By bringing it meditative with me.
We are starting to flood. The Shark Typhoon, will it come down? I think it depends if I actually draw a spell. Okay, they were slow rolling a lot of stuff. Like, that's a good hand. They've been playing around sweepers, I guess. But, unluckily for us, we haven't been able to draw one. Not even close. But if we do, this game is probably over. Unfortunately for us, there appears to be no sweeper. So I'm not hard casting the Typhoon. I'll play another one of these, play this. Maybe we'll cycle this for one shark. depending how much attacking pressure I'm under a lot. Okay, I'm dead. I'm dead without a sweeper, so we're making a shark. Narset to find a sweeper, or the Clarion itself. Fae of Wishes can go get a time wipe. Yeah, the opponent's just all in now. They had a really broken hand. They were holding back. Let's do this now so we can decide if we should chump block or not. Ugin. Ugin's still a turn away. Let's go here and kill one of them. Like this? Okay. Sucks. But we got one of the Fervent Champions gone. There's an ECD that hits nothing. Absolutely nothing. Rip. Alright, are we dead? Does opponent have chance for glory? Do they have unbreakable formation? Are we one turn short on this Ugin? They have to deal 19 to me. Don't put it past them though. Circle of Loyalty is strong. Luris is good. The Luris Circle of Loyalty. How about that? But they're still being kind of cowardly about it. They're not willing to trade a veteran. They should put that on the Crusader. Nope. Alright, I'm taking my chump block because I'm about to wreck this board. Circle of Loyalty. I didn't want to get rid of my ECD. So I guess I have to let them have the Circle of Loyalty. But I think it's worth it. To get free Giant or Narset next turn. Opponent says good game. I mean, Admiral Underpants, are you going to keep playing Magic? Which one? I'm going with Narset. Add a loyalty to you.
I prefer a peaceful resolution.
Let's plus and kill the Crusader. Let's plus you, gain the life, because next turn ultimating you could be hype. And play another land. Ugin came and saved the day. I think the opponent was too afraid to make trades. They were so afraid that I would kill their inspired veteran that they just wouldn't attack with them. I should have been much lower on life. I'm not sure they would have won, but it would have given them a chance. They definitely had good cards. Oh! Oh! Son of a... That's messed up. That's messed up. This might actually be a curve. The game decides to pay you back. It screws you over righteously. It hates that you won your games, and then it pays you back. That's how it works. They played turn 1 Gutterbones. This card has to be decent. It has to be alright against them, even though I already have another one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's prepare the Giant. Let's see if the opponent pumps mana into the Knight or not. They're thinking about it. So, we should just take it. If the opponent just goes to end step here, I'll target the Knight on end step. Sure. You're gonna love what you see. Which Clarion would you like? So glad I kept a second one. Look at all these cards I hate, says opponent. If they had second drill bit, I might have cried. Banzai. Would you like to play your Blacklands Paragon now? Or after? I think after is the easy choice. No Paragon. Okay, they have a Heartless Act or an Eliminate or something like that. Knight returns. Opponent does have the mana to protect it from the Bone Crusher, but if they ever use that mana, we will punish them. So here I'm pretty sure what we're going to do is Warrant. Warrant the Knight. Because we don't want the opponent to get back their Gutter Bones. And they're not going to activate the Knight because they know about the Giant. They saw it from the drill bit. Timwet's going to yell at me. Okay. Stomp you. Let's play the Narset. If we play the Bonecrusher Giant here, the opponent will use Eliminate or Grasp of Darkness or whatever they have to kill it, and they have the mana available, so we want them to have to use the mana later. By the way, 4 straight lands to the bottom. This is the same deck that drew 2 lands last game. 5 straight lands. I think it's like 6 going back to the turn before. Can we make it 10? Can we make it 10 straight land? We cannot. There are limits to what we can do. Let's grab another Warrant Warden. Keep setting you back, although it's getting dangerous. But there's still Chandras, there's still Ugins. There's still a lot of powerful top decks, and we know the bottom of the deck is garbage. There's the Heartless Act. Alright. Don't use the castle. Don't use the castle. Don't use the castle. Don't use the castle. It won't work. Don't go. Oh, there. Oh. You saw it coming. You saw it coming from a mile away. Oh, I don't have the sorry reply option. What do we get? Make it good. Time Wipe seems pretty nice. Ugin seems pretty nice. Inspired Ultimatum. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I will take an Inspired freaking Ultimatum for next turn. A very fun, fetchable card indeed. Opponent graciously offering me a target. 5 life. 5 cards. Save this for Rankle. Try to win the game? Never. Not me. Temerit. Here to yell at me some more and eat my graveyard, which we cannot abide by. We cannot have you munching the graveyard. So let's get that dead. Let's play other Narset. Missed a life because of a bacon, but I was going to play this tapped and the next turn play like Shark Typhoon. And I was going to play another Bonecrusher Giant this turn, but yeah, that game's over. Keep 3 land. Must be my birthday. What a well-proportioned hand, but we're on the draw against, yep, mono red. All I want in life here is Deafening Clarion. A 1/4 blocker is nice, but I'm already curving pretty well, so you go to the bottom. I want Clarion. I'm at effective 16 from my life total already. It's a tough go. Alright. Pay 2. Feels bad. Maybe the 1/4 was good here. No rim rocking, please. I'm trying to save this for sure. Like, this is fine, but I was going to say for an Annex, which they must have because they missed their land drop. So let's sweep them now. Good draw on the Clarion. Good draw. But 2 shock lands, we're down to 12. This is rough. Could play the Narset. Oof. Kung Fu Narset. But I think I've taken too much damage. And if I minus this, it gets very much exposed to a Bonecrusher Giant. I want to warrant this because the opponent is missing land drops. They know I have something because I could have played a Giant. but I really do want to warrant this. It also keeps the opponent from lighting up the stage for free. I do not want them hitting their land. This is where warrant looks pretty cool. Bro fist. Well, they passed turn, so we get to resolve Narset on a nice clean board. And plus for the life.
Honor the past by bringing its traditions into the future.
Shock the Narset.
Enlightenment begins within.
Replay the Steamkin. Opponent's fighting, but they're doing the thing where they miss land. And missing land is hard, guys. It's a very painful process. Alright, what do we discard?
Meditate with me.
I could discard the other Ancient Way, or I could discard this Narset. I think I'll discard the other Ancient Way. It's a fine card, and the opponent might kill it now, but we have an Elspeth Conqueror's Death to get it back. And I do think once the opponent finds land, they're going to play Annex, because that's why they kept their hand. There is a Shark Typhoon. Let's play the Giant. And things are spiraling. Opponent does find the third land. It was right under the Steamkin we put on top. Full price skewer.
Such violence is upsetting. Breathe in.
Let's do it. Prepare for the Typhoon. Protect against haste creatures. Don't let Robber of the Rich pick off our Narset. She too valuable. Our opponent plays a lot of burn. That's what I'm getting from this experience. Alright, the flood begins. Rimrock Knight. Okay, they don't have Annex. They seem to run expensive burn instead, but there's a Torbrand, so I'm glad we waited. And then this probably comes the turn where it all falls apart. Second Torbrand, yep. But the Sharks are on the move. And now we found another Narset.
I have practiced against men hone your prowess.
Beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. What more could you want from life?
Let's make this quick. I've got other things to burn.
Zap.
Glad I could help with your not being on fire problem.
Glad I will. You know, I'm just gonna attack now. We're just gonna start turning sharks sideways in this legendary sharpocalypse. Went with a lava coil, sure. How do I finish them?
Ikoria is familiar. I train in the shadows of giants.
67. 3 lands, 2 phase, 1 clarion. Let's roll. Our opponent is into the band Simple Minds. Hey, 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 hey! Whoa! Let's keep the land. I think what this hand is mostly is play Fae, play Clarion, play Granted, play ECD. If we do things in that order, it should be pretty strong. Do we just want to establish the 1/4, or do we want to wait for double Granted against a breeding pool? Usually, if I fail to play a Fae of Wishes, I regret it later. Because even if the opponent plays Nissa, this blocks the land, you know what I mean? It defends everything we have going on. And against Simic Flash, they might have trouble attacking. Paradise Druid? Let's de-ramp. Let's de-ramp us. I don't know if Clarion's going to be very good later, and this is an opportunity to slow the opponent down. They're hitting land drops just fine, though. Yes, they are. Alright, so we should definitely be expecting a Nissa, which Elspeth Conqueror's Death is good for. Mountains. Teamer. Interesting. Let's play a Narset. The Narset can make the mana for the Elspeth Conquers Death if we don't draw land. And we hold back the Fae because of Nissa. We would want to block a 3/3 and not let it hit our Narset. Hello. Consider my world shaken.
Cannot protect itself.
Reads the 1/4. Yep, it is, in fact, a 1/4. That Fae booty. That Fae booty's so strong. So this is too bad. I really did want to draw land, because I want to be able to minus the Nissa, or minus the Narset to kill the land. But as it is, we need to remove the Nissa. So do we play the Elspeth Conquers Death with a plus? Or do we minus, possibly draw the land? I guess we wouldn't have another way to kill this. So yeah, we plus. It also threatens the ultimate next turn, which is a big deal. And if the opponent kills the Narset to keep the ultimate from happening, well, we get it back. We also, if we untap with the Narset next turn, we can do something like discard the Chandra, which will then come back from the Elspeth Conquers Death. The world continues to shake, but we can remove this one as well by discarding the Chandra. The problem we have now is these lands. Deafening Clarion would be good. I did burn mine earlier. Oops.
Please settle down.
Chandra can't sweep the lands because they're elementals. So, we could cast the Chandra, but I think we're better off discarding it, because we get it for free next turn.
Cunning mind of the dragon. Fight on without me.
And now, I think we use a Fae to go find a Time Wipe and play a tap land. And I'll keep another Narset, just more and more cards to fight the opponent with. Maybe I should have fetched something expensive, because then if the opponent kills our Narset, but they played the third Nissa, we could just get it back. Wow, Storm's Wrath. Okay. They blew up their own lands before I could blow them up. What a baller thing. Okay, in college I had a friend, and he would say they went out like a G. Meaning, like we would watch horror movies, like the Friday the 13th movies. And don't think that dates me, okay? They were old at the time we watched them. But we would watch those movies, and we would grade how the people died. Did they die fighting or not? And that's what was important to my friend. And if they died fighting, he'd say they went out like a G. Our opponent, Storm's Wrath, they went out like a G. Brandon, if you're ever out there watching, I miss our college all-night marathons. Brandon, Trav, JB, Yannick. I miss the all-night horror movie marathons. I miss them a lot. Loaming Shaman. What? What? Mythic, by the way. Loaming Shaman. What are you doing? Our opponent has concerns. They've drawn their whole deck before. This will never happen to them again.
Meditate and prepare.
Like there is a breed of Magic player, right? They deck one time. One time they deck. Never again. They will always play a Loaming Shaman. Sound off in the comments if you're one of these Magic players. They will never deck again. Ever. Death first.
My prowess is unmatched. Put thoughtfulness before action.
We'll just put the untap land down so we can save the Nissa or save the Fae of Wishes if we want to. And so it's untapped, we don't attack because of Nissa, like we've already done many times this game. Hopefully you're getting the idea now from this video that we just don't attack with Fae of Wishes very often.
Keep an open mind.
Ujin or Typhoonery. Our opponent's just doing nothing over there. Let's go with the Typhoon. Let's give them something they have to deal with.
Hope it's not
Boom. All right, Simple Minds. You have some one-hit wonders to lay on us. How'd that soundtrack for the Breakfast Club gig work out for you?
That's just me.
Need a freaking star out of that band. The Zoomers don't know what I'm talking about. That's okay. That's okay, Zoomers.
Prefer a peaceful resolution. Let me help
See
you
what I did there? Alright. Alright. Faye's getting busy. I had a feeling there was another Storm's Wrath, but that's part of why we played the ECD early.
Enlightenment begins within. No pressure.
No pressure. Alright, they've had enough pain. All we have to do there is attack with the shark and let the emblems finish the job. Birth into Clarion, that's a keep for me. This is mono black, we play mono black. Not as catchy. Do I keep the land? It would make sure that we get to play Chandra. It would be our 6th total. I think the only land I'd keep here is Bacon. I think the only land I'm supposed to keep there is an interplanar Bacon. Otherwise, I'm confident we'll find a land eventually. Come and get it. Ghost form. Fun. Frickin' Aura decks. Alright, this is a job for Ugin to exile all this stuff. Although I guess with exile, it's the same thing, right? Yeah. I'll just make a blocker. The opponent will probably want to deadweight Myers Grasp it. Draw some cards. We need a Narset. That would slow down this little Eidolon. Ow. Bonecrusher Giant. Well, that can work on the ghost form. The opponent gets to draw 1 card. Yeah. I think there's a place for that. Let's scry. We have enough land, so that can go. The opponent giving us setup time. I'm guessing they're one of those black aura decks made to prey on decks that play with a bunch of small creatures, like Deadweight, Myers Grasp, things of that nature. So here we'll block with this. The opponent will cast an aura, I guess. Try to kill this. No. Alright, I'm just going to stomp it then. Let's get the Kaya's ghost form part of the game out of the way. Ah, there's a Narset. We needed you a turn or two ago, but still pretty good.
The past, present, and future are bound by thread. Meditate and prepare.
Another Clarion. 3 more lands to the bottom. 4 lands on the bottom of the deck, in case we ever get the option to shuffle. There's the Murderous Rider. Okay.
I was not prepared for this.
Definitely like a mid-range board control mono black. Shark Typhoon should be able to take over the game if we get there. Playing Bonecrusher Giant's a little risky because with the Eidolon they might just draw a card. And now Clarion looks pretty good, but wait a minute, they knew about this. They must have a ghost form. Yeah. Okay, fine. One more turn till a Shark Typhoon. What should we do with it? I guess we should just Clarion them, let them have their value. Make them rebuild. I don't know if value will help them once the Typhoon is running. Okay. There we go. There's their, that's their playmaker. That's their over-the-top card. Could exile this. Could exile everything if we wait for Ugin. But yeah, I think we just play the Chandra here. Exile the Rider.
Let's start at a sizzle and see if you make it to the Inferno.
See if they have another Rider ready to go.
Way to destroy things.
But yeah, we don't want to play Shark Typhoon and just let them have another 5-point hit on us. Say they play a Rankle, right? Then all of a sudden it's an 8-point hit. Then we get in a position where we make a Shark next turn, but it doesn't win the game. Endless Murderous Riders. What a deck concept. There's Oogs. There's the big Ugin one. Alright. Let's get rid of the Rider. We could search this turn, which might be a better overall use of our mana. I kind of like putting out a Giant. Yeah. Let's pay the 2, let's do the search. I think that's better, just to have something ready to go. So what's really good against this opponent? Oh, yeah, we can Inspired Ultimatum. My gosh, this card has been a good wish board target today. It has been there for us again and again. If the opponent gives us a target, we just hit it with the Ultimatum. If they don't, we just land the Typhoon, so that makes a 7/7 Shark when we do play the Ultimatum. Alright, the choice is to do nothing. Raw. We'll put this out there. It might just die, but at least it's a little Rankle protection. Or Flash Creature, Embrace Creature. Lurry. We found the Lurry. Plays the Eidolon. You must have another ghost form, right? No? Dead weight. Dead weight. Okay. Got rid of those 2 dead weight auras in hand to get those sweet, sweet card draws. I think this is a good opportunity to exile these critters, while also making an 8/8 Shark that immediately gets exiled.
An opportunity to act rash.
But the sooner we get this exile part done, the sooner our Sharks start to stay around.
All creation can be undone.
Oh yeah, when the castle starts drawing, things are getting ugly. We'll play a Narset. Shut down that castle nonsense. We'll get around to Inspired Ultimatum if... Oh, we were about to reveal another Ugin. Could have been fun, but the opponent says, I've seen enough. I've had enough pain. I got my first real 6-string. Bought it at the 5 and dime. Played it till my fingers bled. Was the summer of '69. His hand is slow and on the draw against a Bryan Adams Green Mage. How could we expect it to go well? Turn 2 Scoos. Alright. Come on, Clarion. Why? This is the second time today 3 Elspeth Conquers Deaths in my hand. What a joke. Me and some guys from school had a band and we tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Jody got married. Should've known we'd never get far. Yeah, this game's over. Come on, Clarion, let's go. Clarion off the top. It's our only hope. Rip. Alright, so first we'll go get our planes. Then we'll play the Temple and Scry. When I look back now, the summer seemed to last forever. Those were the best days of my life. One of my favorite karaoke's, in case you can't tell. If the opponent has a questing beast here, we probably still lose this game. That is also a problem. That is also a GG, I think. Man, mono green is freaking nuts right now. Do you want to attack with all of your creatures against something that can't possibly kill them in a matchup where you are the beatdown? I think you do. I strongly recommend it. We've got something. Like it could just be this holding priority, but the amount of brain power they're using makes me think they have something else. Just the amount of brain power it's taking. Maybe they're planning to ooze this birth? No. Alright, let's see if this actually does something. Alright, if we wanted to really live on the edge, we could attack for the lifelink, but I think this goes under the Gemrazor bus, and then we play ECD, and hope that they don't have another lethal threat. But all they really need to do is play one more creature. Okay, it's not a creature. They could still draw poorly, but they have something else. You can feel it. Okay, it's not a good something else. It's a bad something else. Yay. So we chump block here. This doesn't kill us. It's not good, guys. Don't get excited, but I don't know. They could miss a beat. They could draw poorly for once in their life, and we could draw something really good, and maybe we're in this game. It's possible. Like Clarion off the top. I guess that's where we're at. My God, they play slow though. Like, it's mono green. Come on, smash face. I play slow and I have decisions. Like, either you have lethal here or you don't. It's really easy. Play the last creature, who cares? Garrick's Uprising. Okay, they were thinking about whether or not to play that. That's kind of a decision. And look at the draw. Look at the draw. Oh my gosh. We get to Stomp. And we get to Bone Crush, and that sizes up against the Druid, and we're not quite dead. What do we have coming back? We have a Fae of Wishes. We're still a long way. But if the opponent whiffs here, and we get rid of the Henge, I mean, they're still ahead. All I have to do is draw creatures. But I don't think they drew one. Oh my goodness. We see the Nombo here with Paradise Druid and Garrick's Uprising. Ooh, do we get back a Bone Crusher Giant instead of the Fae? I think we do, right? Fae has a bigger booty, but Bone Crusher. Bone Crusher with a +1/+1 counter. Like, it fights Questing Beast, you know? Oh my gosh, I think we're actually going to get through this. We have a chance. We know their last card is either Garrick's Uprising or a land. I guess, no, it's not a removal spell, right? They would have just killed the Bone Crusher last turn and won. Oh, we're in it. We're in it to win it. All right, I've got to get off this one life thing. So give my creatures lifelink. Get up to 6. Oh my gosh, they did flood out brutally. I shouldn't throw a party over it, but not gonna lie, I thought this game was done. I thought this game was like scoop it up a few turns ago worthy. And I didn't play this one particularly well. I really did just get lucky and draw what I needed. So I shouldn't be dancing, but if you don't celebrate when things go well for you in the game, nobody's gonna do that for you. Like, we're grown-ups, nobody cares about our accomplishments. You've got to celebrate. You got to celebrate when things go well. Otherwise, there's no point, because God knows you're gonna feel bad when things go bad. That's the way that we all work. It's the way our brains work. Alright, here we'll just hold up, use the Typhoon, finish the game. We could have played another ECD on the Uprising, but the Uprising obviously hasn't done anything for a while since they flooded. Alright, they've got a Lord, but Narset says no. Poor Garrick's Uprising. Good on you, though. You tried a different card. A lot of people have wondered if Garrick's Uprising might be good, but it's not looking great today. And that's the game. Whew. Oh my gosh, one life comeback. We are back for the post-game wrap-up with Mythic Jeskai. Oh my goodness, what an exciting deck. I'm thinking about the only change I really want, quite honestly, is one I never thought I'd do. But we don't have that many Planeswalkers. We only have 12 Planeswalkers. And these we don't usually even cast. We want to resurrect them with Elspeth Conqueror's Death. So it's like we only have 8. I love Interplanar Beacon. I think I would cut 2, maybe 3 Interplanar Beacon. And I would run the 4th Temple of Epiphany and a mountain and maybe an island. Because it definitely cost me at various times when I could not cast both sides of my Bonecrusher Giant. It was nasty. Only having one right available to stomp and then not being able to cast the other side. So that is the one change I would try. Other than that, I really like this deck. It's something nobody prepares for in the meta, and it's something that gives flash decks a hard time because it has a variety of uncounterable threats. It gives aggro decks a hard time because it has a ton of value and the cheapest sweeper in Deafening Clarion, and nobody's really ready for Narset. Like, this just comes down and kicks your Questing Beast, kicks your Nissa. Like, it's a really solid removal spell that also occupies the board and has to be dealt with. It's like a Flametongue Kavu for the current format if you run enough expensive cards that you don't mind discarding. So really like Narset of the Ancient Way, really like this deck. Doesn't need Teferi Master of Time, doesn't need Teferi Time Raveler, still very good. I hope you'll try it. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are a cool Kid Club member and you want to support the channel but don't have money, or you already support the channel with money but you want to do something else that's free and just takes a few minutes of your time, click on the link in the description for esportsgold.com. Thank them for supporting the channel during this during these times. They definitely could have cut their sponsorship support for me. They didn't. That means a lot to me. They were my first sponsor, and they've been with me for over a year. They're really cool folks, and there's a lot of info on here on the world of esports, so please go check them out. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.